6:16. Hello, IG. I know you are still waiting to let people know we are on. So I'm just going to sit here, take a couple of more notes. And as right now it's saying, it's letting you guys know we are coming on. Happy Monday, everybody. If you just saw me pop on and then hop off, I was having a couple of technical difficulties. Yeah, apologies. She wasn't ready. All right, I'm just waiting. No, I accepted you. What's going on? There we
What's up, big
go.
dog?
Excuse me?
What's up, big dog? What's good?
That's your hip hop voice?
Well, I got my hat on Converses.
You said you had on what?
That I don't got my Converses on.
Oh yeah, and your I gotta sorry, I'm trying to turn this damn TV. You don't have your hat and your Converses or your bandana.
I'm not been that, yeah.
But would you wrap it around your head, or make sure you get two, because you need one around your head and one in your back pocket to let them know what set you rep.
Yeah, you keep a red flag hanging out the left side.
Because that's the what side?
Because yeah, that's the Crip side.
Good, Dex. Hi, everybody checking in. Thank you for joining us. Dex, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie to our beautiful commenters, so you call us out. I wrote some things down, but I don't feel as prepared.
Why you said that?
I don't know. Like, you know how I'm writing things, I'm in a good mood, but you know how all day I'm like, okay, let's sit down and write some stuff for today. Let's write some stuff for today. Maybe I wasn't really finding anything.
Well, you've been at work, so you do get like a pass for that.
Oh,
And
sure.
I get a pass too because, like, you know, when I have days off now, I got to do stuff. I gotta make it worthwhile.
So you out here living on a married prayer?
You got to be quick with it. Look, if you got a day off, you got to use those hours wisely.
I heard that, sweetie. I heard that. But how are you? How was your weekend?
Oh, this weekend was amazing. Like from start to finish, from Friday to Monday, it was such an amazing, expensive though. Like very expensive.
He said it was pricey. Well, let's first start off with our mentor, our girl, our friend Patty Jackson got her street naming ceremony together.
That's what kicked off the weekend. It was really fun. I got to see some people that I haven't seen in a while, and then really get to watch somebody get their flowers. And I know people say that a lot, but actually witnessing it was a really cool experience for me. And then like I hung out with you guys like afterwards, which was really fun because like I feel like we hang out like fairly often, but like it's been a while since before the wedding, which was in July. So it's been a while. So that was just to like not just like catch up real quick, but actually like hang out and all that stuff. That it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did do a brunch, but it was nice seeing the rest of our coworkers who were there too.
Our coworkers.
Well, your former coworkers, damn it. Well, go ahead.
But then I did a game night yesterday, and then speaking of our coworkers, there was one who passed away over I think the weekend, and I think that like looking at like how people and within our office, like you know these people haven't seen each other in over a year for the most part, and then just to see them all like kind of comfort each other and be there for each other, that was like to me that was amazing. It was really good to see that.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So yes, I wanted to say that. Please rest in peace to our coworker Mike Tallarito's no longer here. It's just going to be it's going to be really sad because no matter what, like Mike was he was a fun guy. You always had like a quick like word to say, something funny, a little jab, and you could jab back at him. Kind of one of the hearts of the sales department. So it's sad for him passing. And then I actually have this weekend, it was like such a great weekend, but like you said, muddled with like, well, not you said it, but muddled with like horrible news. So that was the second death I heard about this weekend, unfortunately. A friend that I grew up with, his name was Shane McKenzie. He, anybody in the Sharon Hill, Darby Township area knows who he is. And his life was sadly cut short this Saturday. Um, Unfortunately, he was shot by his stepson. So, yeah, it's been really tough. And it was just sad. This weekend is such a, like, kind of like an oxymoron because, like you said, it started with such good celebration. And then, like, on top of, you add death in the mix. And it just made me realize just everybody hold your loved ones tighter. If you haven't talked to somebody in a while, and it's been kind of getting on you, and we've all been there, like making excuses for it, give that person a call, reach out, text them. Just hold your friends and family close. That's all I can say because, I mean, especially in a state of COVID, that's probably the most we've ever seen so much death within this generation, at least. So, yeah, just COVID is still real. It's out there. So it's very hard because we see us out here all still like getting out there, living our lives, getting back out in the world, but it is still a real threat. So please, guys, just be mindful of that. Moving on to Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Indigenous Peoples or Indigenous Americans?
No, why would they say Americans? They weren't American.
Well, kind of got, well, you're American now.
No, that's the reason why they have to change it.
Actually, you know what they said, it ain't about where you're from, it's where you went.
I didn't know that this was a thing. No, like I knew they were like, you guys are off on Monday, and I was like, oh, for what? And they were like, Indigenous.
Off.
Yeah, I told you that.
I don't be listening to you like you don't be listening to me in our group chat, but that's a story for another day. Continue.
Yeah, they were like, you're off on Monday, and I was like, oh, for what? And they were like, Indigenous People Day, and I was like, I have no idea what that is. So I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, oh yeah, they renamed Columbus Day to that, and I was like, really? Did this happen? Like we won, and we really did win something because I remember people were really upset about that or whatever, and like now nobody cares about Columbus Day except the people who are upset about the statues that they're covering in certain places. But like, is it that big of a deal? Like
you know what's crazy to me, and especially I think it bothers me so much in this city because we are legit going in Philadelphia. We are legit. Our murder rates are probably as bad as they've ever been. Do not quote me on that. I said probably.
Well, that's a fact, though.
Yes. I just don't understand why, like, people are putting all this attention and resources into a statue.
People who are concerned about the murders. The murders aren't happening in their backyard and to people that look like them.
But that's crazy to me. You're putting rather it's not happening in your backyard. It's still a city that you live in. It's something you can care about. So you're going down to a fucking in the middle of the Broad Street to go see some fucking statue fighting for that? Are you kidding me?
Because it has to be something that like hits home. Like, think about it. There were a lot of people who, like, even with something like COVID, like they weren't taking it serious or caring much about it until it starts to hit home for them. Like, yes, we turn on the news every day and we see these murders and stuff, but if you're not in those areas and you don't think you're affected by it, a lot of people don't care. Like
and that's the problem with this country overall.
We should look at it and say, like, this is my city. Like, this is literally, I think about it all the time. Like, this could be me at any time or somebody.
Yes.
Other people who are detached from that, they don't think like that.
Like, I'm just like those people who were down there, like, really pro Christopher Columbus, and he's a statue of Italian heritage. Let's be clear, the nigga got lost. He thought he was in India. And let's also be clear, yes, he might have been Italian, but that mission was backed by the Portuguese. So, Italians, y'all don't have anybody else you can grab onto other than Christopher Columbus? Like, it just doesn't makes sense to me. It's like I feel like people are using this as a cloak to hold on to racism. And if that's it, just say that's what it is. Just say that's what it is. Just say you want to. Go ahead.
I don't think people see it that way, though. I do think people see it as a heritage standpoint. And, like, you know, anytime you explain something when it comes to heritage, I mean, there are people who still carry around the Confederate flag, and they can explain to you exactly why they do it, and they have a very, in their opinions, reasonable reason as to why they do it. And I think that's the same thing with Christopher Columbus, because we will not get on the same page with it.
It's just what you say?
I saw Curtis just joined Kurtwood.
Oh, hey, Kurtwood. I see Mr. Two Extent is in here. He said, just Ralph said, the ravioli man did more than Christopher Franklin ass. I agree with you. Because Chef Boyardee, they don't fuck with the recipe. But back in the day, Chef Boyardee was like, or maybe my palate has changed.
Yeah, because nobody's canned noodles.
Look, Chef Boyardee and them SpaghettiOs, they don't hit the way they used to when I was 5.
B Dad of 3 said people pick their own battles, and if an issue doesn't directly affect them, they don't bother with it. And it is sad. I agree with it.
That's very true. I'm gonna bring B Dad of 3 on. Brandon, are you ready to come on?
Bring him on to do what?
You to say hello. Don't do this. Don't do this. Okay, so you're gonna show your black y'all and our crew, our watchers know how you are. Let's see, Brandon, where you at, sweetie?
Okay.
What's the issue?
What's the issue?
Hey, Beth.
What's the problem? Hey, guys.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Here's one of my best friends. I'm so excited he was able to join us on the show today. Brendan, we'll have you in for a time. So just say hi to the people.
What's up, brother? How are you?
Amazing.
Good to see you, man.
All right, Brandon, now you're on as a guest. Whatever the fuck you wrestling over there, cut it out now. Shit.
Well, he doesn't like when people curse.
Well, this is my shit.
This her show.
You help herself. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
What's up, guys? What are y'all in here lying about?
Wait, can I ask you a question about that? And can you be honest about it? When where did you get that from? That line?
I got it from you, Dex. Thanks.
Seems like they getting you to Dex. Dex, they want his friend to join. Oh, did you?
Yeah, you know I didn't do nothing. Why are you gonna say did I do that?
You didn't, Brandon.
Oh my God. I did not have the power to do that. I knew you were gonna say I did it. I didn't do anything.
I think you did do this, Dexter. You sent your Dexter vibes into the IG world and had our boy's head cut off.
His phone probably died.
Okay, well, let me see. A phone died. Okay, let's see if he's able to come back.
Oh, they said I'm shy. I ain't even do nothing.
That's messed up, man. Yo, I just try to be a friend. That is so messed up. You kicked me off. That's cool.
You saw that, man?
I felt it. That's cool.
Put that right into the atmosphere.
It's all good, Dex.
Good to see you. All right, Toy, let's get started. I know he's about to do.
If this shit was like on the CNN news desk or Good Morning America, this would be like must-see TV, Dexter.
Why? Because I'm a part of it?
See, here we go.
Yep, exactly.
Good
You're
to see
the
you.
one.
Good to see you, T. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing, Brandon. It's good to see you. Got a great sunset in the bag. I see we're doing the same color scheme. Dexter.
I got the memo. I don't know what Dex. Oh, I got to give him credit, though. That's a nice
Yeah, you got to give him credit. Well, Dexter, would you like to talk about your sweatshirt?
I definitely got to give him credit.
Well, this is the sweatshirt I've been wearing for 3 days now.
If you don't tell people, they don't know.
Is a custom Bro Talk Live sweatshirt made by Brandon's wife, who has a company called Splatter This and Splatter This, Splatter That on social media. On here, actually.
Can you put a little more emphasis in your voice? I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
And it is custom, and they definitely it's amazing. It's been washed like multiple times, and like the purpose of it is to have the splats on it, and they don't wash off. She did an amazing job with it. She said,
"Great." Yeah, could you let us know the name of it again, and I'll pen it. We will get to the Wendy Williams question here to die for, I promise.
It's called Splatter This and That. I just put it in the comments.
Okay.
She'll appreciate that. Thanks, Dex.
And she moves very quickly too.
Hold on, pen comment. There we go. So if you guys are looking for the same type of shirt that Dexter has, she can detail it or. It's made to order.
Not just shirts, though. Open
made to order.
So.
It's what?
Like it's not just shirts. She's open to doing other things too.
Okay, amazing. Well, would you turn your head up?
I was trying to give an example of like other stuff that she could do, but I've seen like hats and like furniture and stuff like that. Like it's just
Just call his wife a carpenter.
Oh my gosh.
Call his wife a carpenter. You said she making furniture and shit.
like she does the splats on the furniture. So you don't even support your own wife, so you don't even know what she be doing. But
how you know I ain't make your shirt?
Because you perfect, you would have made a mistake. You'd have put something messed it up.
Why would he make a mistake, Dexter, when you told the world that this man is your best friend? One of your best friends. Sorry.
Thank you. See how that comes back around?
His last name is Best.
Okay. So
That was a good one. I like
okay.
that.
You told us that he was one of your very good friends.
No, I said Best.
That was a good one, Dex. I like that.
All right. Even though he was good enough to be at your wedding.
I was a part of the wedding.
And what, Dexter?
He knows how to put a suit on.
That's how you chose?
That's the only reason I was there.
Well, why you ain't chose? I don't know. You could have chose somebody else.
I know. I hate Dexter too. Who said that? Yeah.
That's Kurt Wood. You see how the fuck he acting here? And you acting up in front of Donnie.
Hey, Donita.
You see that, Donnie? That's the real
Donnie,
Dexter. I'm glad
go
you see that.
tell Jason to come watch this and see how his friend, one of his other best friends, is acting on here tonight.
Oh, they know how he is. We talk about him all the time. Oops.
Oh, wait. We just do this for the entire hour.
Are we going to get into topics, or are you going to let this guy hijack the show?
Yeah, go ahead. He hates that.
He can't stand it. Okay. You showing your natural black ass tonight, but we're going to keep it going. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy that you're here.
Honored.
It's actually
I'm honored to be here for you.
Thank you. It's giving us You Got McDonald's Money vibes, which will be, I've been saying that shit for months. It's coming back. It's coming.
I've been asking.
Since we have Brandon here and we're talking about things that are coming soon and things that we're working on. Brandon, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been working on?
I've been working on a couple of things. Which thing are you talking about?
Okay. Come on, interview Dex.
YouTube?
Oh, yeah, that contract is in the works. I'm waiting for it to come back from YouTube, but I got some big things coming, and just keep your fingers crossed. YouTube is going to send me this contract, and I got something happening on, sponsored by on YouTube.
By YouTube.
Not sponsored by, but on YouTube. Is that what you wanted, Dex?
Talk a little bit more about it, but maybe you're not ready to talk about it yet.
Not quite yet.
You gotta keep your plans until you pop out with it. You can't just.
Not quite yet.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good though. But I do like the teaser. I do appreciate the teaser on your platform. Toya, thanks for allowing him to do that.
When you started talking just now, you sounded like Andrew Caldwell. That's how exactly what he be saying. Coming soon to you. There's a contractor associated with it.
He did. You did tell me that you don't like coming soon.
He'll pull up
tell me that.
See the contract right here.
I hate when people say contract.
He did tell me. Dexter did tell me that. I don't like coming soon.
Because you know what that means. It's when anybody says coming soon,
it ain't coming.
Not a movie house. It is the kiss of death. Stop saying this. What did you say, Dex?
This project is coming though, and it's exciting. But
it is.
Yeah, probably is. All right, guys, let's get into a topic. Nicki Minaj, she's actually been, I guess you could say, kind of doing some good this week, kind of, sort of. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think about it.
What?
Dex, Brandon, this probably ain't for you, Dex, because he wants to be all involved in anything. So just recently, she kind of co-hosted the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. And they said in that reunion, she got Candace Dillard together.
And she's the host of the reunion?
So she's somewhat, you know how they're saying it. Andy's hosting it, but I guess she was allowed because she showed interest on social media So they offered, I guess, her the opportunity to come on in and, be part of one of the segments. So she got a chance to get out there and ask some questions.
But this doesn't air yet, right?
Not yet. They're just, I think taping just wrapped on it. So we should roughly see it maybe about a month out from now. No, actually, maybe not. I don't know, because the season hasn't finished yet. So usually it's about a month out after the season ends.
Yeah, got you.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think they should have done that. Like, if she wants to go in there and host the show or co-host the show, then fine, like, do that. But I don't think you could be getting cast members together and arguing with people that are on the show. If you're not on the show, like, you can't do that. Like, that's their job to do that. I don't think
and I agree with you to an extent. Like, I'm all for, okay, because somebody needs to gather Candace's together. She is the quintessential, like, her mouth, like, she doesn't know boundaries. She could find out some really fucked up shit about you and then just cut you right with it, with her mouth.
But let me ask you a question. Like, is Nikki the right person for Real Housewives, like, for that franchise? Like, to host?
I don't want Nikki. I mean, outside of being on Watch What Happens Live, I don't think her opinion really counts. And that's what I'm saying. If I'm Candace,
that's what I'm thinking.
Like, girl, I'm in the school, but I don't give a fuck. Just cut my check.
Like, you're saying that this girl's mouth is out of control and stuff, but her mouth is out of control probably to people on social media, but more so to the girls on her show with her. So, like, she would be defending herself against those girls. I don't think Nikki should be a part of that. Like, I think that's kind of like, it's like you're fighting somebody else's battle at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm interested to see how it's going to, like, come off, because from what they were saying, I just read the tidbits of it today, that they were saying that she was on there, like, the cast was happy, but they did say it was fireworks regarding her and Candace.
Because she's not a professional at it, so she's going to give her own personal opinion.
Yeah, I can't see it.
She's going to be, like, she's a fan of the show, so she's going to do off stuff that she thinks and that her friends thinks and stuff like that. I don't think it was the right platform for it, but also, Heritage Life Force said Nikki has drama of her own, which is very true. Like, you've been accused of bullying women who accused your husband of, like, rape.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the COVID vaccination stuff. So, like, did they not have to be vaccinated to host?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said Nikki was bullying a whole assault victim. Exactly. And I think now, because now we're starting to hear her name pop up again today, she's actually featured in this video by she's a British artist. Her name is Jessie. What the hell is her name? I'm sorry, guys. Her name is Jessie Nelson. She was a former member of Little Mix. I love Little Mix, by the way, but the group broke up, so now the girls are doing their solo projects. I will say, looking at the video at first, you can tell it was like an homage to, I guess, hip hop, but people have an issue with the girl because she's a white woman and she was giving all of, I'll just say it, the culture vulture vibe. So today, Nikki got on and did an impromptu live with the girl, and she was like encouraging her, like, don't worry about it. Like, listen, you're doing you. Don't let these people hate on you. And she was telling us, like, guys, trust me, if I felt like this girl was trying to be like a culture vulture, I would not even have been involved with the project, but that's not her. The girl basically gave an explanation for why she had a curly wig on, because she's like, well, you see, my natural hair is curly. And I'm fortunate to be a white girl who tans really good. I was just in Antigua for 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Living. I didn't see one up for 3 weeks. I ain't got to explain shit to nobody.
So Nikki's supporting her, though, it sounds like.
Yeah, she came on live and defended her.
Yeah, but Nikki's batting for 0 right now. Like, her record is as terrible.
Yeah, it means nothing.
The Cowboys yesterday. Nikki is just one that having a conversation defending anybody, because, like, you're still trying to get in with the culture. So if people who are amongst your culture are telling you they're offended by what this girl is doing, maybe listen to these people and see how they feel about it. Then you can speak your piece on it.
Thank you. Stop, Nikki. We know you're all about a check. Like, this girl you were featured on a track. You're going to get it. The girl was like, this is why I really mess with Nikki, because she's a really good artist. Like, she cares about her work. I've dealt with people who, you know, you go through drama and the artist just is like, cut my check and go, and they don't care what happens to the song. So I don't know. I guess, good for her. I just don't think I'd want Nicki Minaj speaking on my behalf. Just kind of let it go. Let it go. And let's be clear. Why didn't, because what they sampled was Diddy's song. One of Diddy's songs. So why hasn't he spoken up? I guess it's just a woman thing. He said, I'm going to stay out of women's business.
He hasn't said anything?
No, he hasn't said anything about it. And it's him and Nicki featured in the video. But, I mean, it's a cute little video, but I'm not going to sit here and act like we do not see the similarities in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. We're not. You got to watch it. It's called Hot Boys or something like that. Dexter, what happened? I told him he don't be paying no bills. He got a new job, better pay.
Is the
lights ain't on. The lights ain't on. He can't pay a bill. What's going on?
Struggling.
The struggle is, or he probably doing this. There we go.
Look, I was
about to get you together. I was like, he probably doing this on purpose to say, look, they can't carry the show without me. I carry it.
Look, now it sounds.
Baby, you ain't pay that bill. You ain't pay the bill.
I was eating the Altoid during the show, and at one point, kind of started going down my throat, and I was joking.
God don't like ugly.
See?
God don't like ugly.
Tell him, B. God said, fix your energy. You saw what happened to that man in that video that Brandon sent. Fell right into that dick. He probably was on the side talking all kinds of shit.
Now my comments aren't working, but okay.
You got that iPhone 7?
7? Damn.
You know I stay with the latest. Strapped.
You got the 14 already, sweetie, and that shit ain't even come out yet. So Dex don't play when it come about his damn phone. Oh wait, I'm gonna need y'all to stop bullying these people into giving up their assets. He always trying to be not ugly on here.
I know.
What
are you doing?
Sometimes if you mess with the filters during the thing, it'll bring the comments back up.
Oh,
is that what it is?
That's
okay.
What it is. That's his story, and he's sticking with it, B.
Still ugly.
I don't got a lot of y'all.
Did you hear him, Dexter?
I don't respond to it. I'm rubber. That boy's glue. Whatever he says, go.
Oh gosh.
I love this, Dexter, by the way. But yeah, let's get it. Why y'all bullying these people into giving their assets back?
What do you mean?
First, y'all sat there and y'all bullied, what's his name? The black scammer. Sean, what's his name, Brandon?
Who?
Sean, the scammer. The civil rights activist.
Sean.
Sean King.
Uh-huh.
Yes. King. So first, y'all sat there and bullied this man in returning or selling off his beautiful mansion in the woods, his peaceful retreat resort. Y'all bullied him on social media enough to where he said, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I'm going to go ahead and just give the house back because this is what y'all put me through. And now you got Joel Osteen. Y'all done bullied his ass. All he did was apply for a PPP loan, got $4.5 million, and then y'all done got him, y'all dragged him so damn bad. Now he done released a statement saying he gonna pay it back. And he did not use any of those funds on his lavish lifestyle, which includes a $10.5 million home and a Ferrari.
Well,
I didn't know.
If he didn't just get that stuff, the home and the Ferrari in the last year, which I'm sure he didn't, then we know he didn't use it for that. We also know that he didn't need the money. That's why he's like,
exactly.
If I got a PPP loan, obviously I would have spent it already. And I wouldn't be saying I'm going to pay it back because I know I'm never going to touch that type of money anytime soon. So, like, the all can pay it back, then we're good to go there. As far as Sean King, he's better than me because y'all not bullying me out of nowhere that I live. I'm sorry. And the last thing I'm going to do is let y'all bully me out of my home and then beg y'all to give me money on the GoFundMe. These people don't care. Give you no money
at all. Yeah. I got y'all money. I bought a nice house. Like, it is what it is. I'm still speaking for the cause out here. What's the problem?
But where do you get money from, though?
Donations. hit up Dr. Umar. He know about them donations.
Oh my
But you don't know
God.
where Dr. Umar lives either, though.
That is true.
I think as much as Sean King drives me crazy though, I think it made sense for him to move because you got a lot of people that hate Sean King for a lot of stuff that he does. And for people to know where he lives at, I'm sure that could be, you know, like that's uncomfortable. When you're away, your family's home, your wife is there, your kids are there. I mean, I guess he did have to do that, but begging for money after the fact for people to help him move, I think that's insane. And I didn't know about Joel Osteen though. I didn't hear about that. What?
Yeah, the
What
news
did
just
he?
kind of came
But
out today. But
what did he need the loan for though? I don't understand.
to pay what everybody else, what did everybody else need the loan for, Brandon? To pay their staff.
Scamming.
She should have paid
No.
To pay their staff. Oh, you're right. To pay their staff. You're right. Staff.
Yes.
That's right. You're right.
They had to pay their staff. Duh.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
But you know what? I would have came for Joel Osteen too, because I'll never forget when he told y'all niggas, y'all don't better not bring up your dirty asses in my church after Katrina.
Exactly. Yep. God
So
don't like
I'd have been
ugly.
one of them right in there, calling Uncle Sam right on his ass.
God don't like ugly.
But he gonna be good.
Joe still got money. You know, it's like I don't care. I'm gonna pay it back. Here, take your little funky.
That's what I'm saying. Like exactly. Like why is he even applying for that loan? That's what I'm saying. Like,
because it's free money. Just like your cousins on 52nd Street was applying for it. So was the big time money makers.
Yeah, and I think another reason why they apply for it, just like the cousins on 52nd Street, is because nobody's going to jail for it. Nobody's getting in trouble for it. The people who are dumb in this situation is us, because we should have applied for it and got some money.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing's happening to none of these people.
Nah, I love you guys' energy, but a bitch like me ain't built for the possibility of jail. So
everybody is going to jail
right now. I don't know what's coming. We don't know what's coming.
Listen, what I do know is that the motherfucking Uncle Sam don't play about his point, okay? Oh, and these niggas is in bankruptcy. That money coming. That's another thing. Why is it okay for Uncle Sam not to pay his bills and get his credit limit or his debt limit raised? But y'all sitting here still looking for my student loans? Go get it from Joe.
Like the government and stuff like that. Like my mom always tells me, don't lend out money you can't afford not to get back. So like chalk it up. Like the student loans, chalk it. The PPP loans, chalk it. Like don't worry about it. Let's try again next time.
Try again later.
Wait, for student loan. Yeah, I mean PPP. I can't knock the hustle. If you got it, ain't got it, and nothing comes to you, okay. But student loans, Joe, stop fucking playing with us. Put us on. Stop it. Y'all can't even pay y'all damn bills, and you sitting up here talking shit about us.
That's the crazy part. Yeah.
That's like the hypocrisy of it all. Like, serious? I'm telling you, Joe, this was the moment, because I was never like a full Joe Biden girl. I had to vote because I damn sure wasn't voting for no damn Donald Trump. And there's another Trump story that we will get into. But when he was on the whole, they were doing the debates, and he was asked about student loans and the financial crisis of billions of citizens who are just, they can't get out from under. His response was, he kind of chuckled and said, nope. Fuck you, Joe. I would if it was like back in the day, remember when that reporter took and threw that shoe at Bush? That's what I had wanted to do to Joe in that moment.
I have Uncle Joe like that.
To say about President Joe Biden.
Oh, because you're you don't want to get gathered tomorrow, do you? Hi, Jason. Excuse you?
How would I get gathered? I don't got nothing bad to say about the president.
Look at that
face. That's a lie. You ain't. Since when? I don't think it's been a president ever that you haven't had something bad to say.
I never said anything bad about the last one.
You lying? No, you probably ain't lying. Actually, no. Think about it.
The last one, that he was just overjoyed about that one. But go ahead.
Can I just say something? Speaking of the last president, I don't know if this is the story that you have. It's a Donald Trump story.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Go ahead.
Something recent?
Mm-hmm. I can't. The reason I won't say anything bad about Joe now is because, like, when you say bad things about Joe, it kind of implies that you're a Trump supporter and all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
Which I'm not saying that about me. I don't care about that. Until recently, Donald Trump was talking about, the Haitian immigrants coming over, and he said that, Haiti has a really big problem with AIDS. So a lot of those people are coming over here, legally, they have AIDS, and they're bringing AIDS into the country. And yeah, I can't do that.
Like, thank you. Thank you.
What?
I sent that shit to Dex, and I said, this should be it, Dexter. We can't do this anymore.
Where was he at? Was this an interview on TV or
Fox News? Who, by the way, when they write like who it is on the phone or whatever, they're like Donald Trump, the 45th president. And I'm like, you could just say he's not the president anymore. We can stop doing this. But yeah, like that is kind of like I'm all for saying that you're anti. I have no issue with you saying that immigration is a problem in our country. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The issue, though, comes in when you say statements like that. Like, I can't get
that's extreme. Yeah, that's
it's
extreme.
Like he's doubling down. We just saw a week ago in the press where you're literally have a whipping on Haitians, and then you, as a previous leader of the free world, supposedly, get on there and says, they got AIDS. They can't come over here. Whenever it's about some brown people, he always got some slick shit to say.
And he definitely a war against Haiti. Like remember before when he called it an S-word whole country?
You can say, I'll say a shithole country.
Sorry, what was it called?
Shit whole country is what he called it. Your guy.
This girl's mouth.
Or your old guy, President Limp Dick Trump. Diaper wearing limp dick Donald Trump. Your guy.
Dex, you started this.
You see me quiet. Let me move to the next one.
Okay. Did you guys happen to catch Kim Kardashian on SNL?
I did.
Or just saw the clips?
I caught the back end of it. I actually watched it. I'm sorry I caught the back end because I actually wanted to see it from the beginning. I just wanted to see how she did.
You caught Kim's back end?
Let's see what
You're
you
not
did
the
there.
only one.
See what you did there.
What did you guys think about it?
Did you watch it, Dex?
Yeah, I think she did amazing. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But I think I thought she was good in the skits, but I thought the opening monologue was the thing that really like drove it home. But I think that Kim is getting to a point in her career and as like a celebrity where she has to be like more like self-deprecating because she doesn't really have anything else going on. Like she doesn't have the show anymore.
Exactly.
Nobody cares about her and Kanye West being married anymore. It's kind of like what else do I have? And I think she's turned to this thing of making stuff. And like I don't know how I feel about that because it's like I know she cares about her image because if she didn't care about her image, she wouldn't be on SNL. But she went on there and crapped all over her image and said all the stuff that obviously other people would be saying about her. And like to me, that seems like a tactic almost. It doesn't really necessarily seem like something she would want to do. I feel like we're not going to let you host the show unless you take a shot at Caitlyn and talk about this and talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love that she was able to have fun and like play like.
I don't think she was having fun.
You don't think so?
No, I think that she feels.
I don't think you can get her to at least do something that she really doesn't want to do. Not that I'm a Team Kim person.
I think all her done things that she doesn't want to do, and this is just a continuation of that. I don't think she wanted a sex tape to be released. I don't think she wanted to marry Chris Humphries or Kanye West, or I don't think she wants to do any of this stuff. I think that she has to do this stuff to make it to the next level or to continue to remain relevant. Like, so
what would be the next level after this, you think?
I don't know, but I think like right now,
running for president.
She's grabbed.
Y'all will probably vote for her. Go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry.
Kim currently is grasping for relevancy. Like, there's nothing. Like, I mean, she's a household name for sure, but like as far as like what she's doing, nothing. So like to see her even be on SNL, I'm like, okay. To me, it just seems almost like you need something.
I don't know. I'm listen. At this point, Kim, I'm not going to knock the hustle.
Just real quick though, with E.C. McLean 40, like I'm not hating on Kim Kardashian. I'm not saying that she's not doing anything, but you can have all the movies. She's going to be in the Paw Patrol movie. I'm aware that she's doing the Paw Patrol movie, but what I'm saying is Kim is doing these things, and that's not enough for her. Kim wants fame. She doesn't just want to be working. She wants to be famous. And doing Paw Patrol, and doing the commercials and the skims and stuff, that's not making her famous. That's not making headlines. Sure, it's making her money. She's always had money, but that's her get any type of headlines, and that's
So
what she wants.
what you're saying, she has an addiction to fame more than anything.
Yeah, I think she wants to be more. I think she cares more about being famous than she cares about money. And I think all the companies and the businesses that she has, they make her money, but they don't get her no attention. Because you remember with stuff like, and that's female body wear. Even with that, when Kim wasn't getting enough attention off of that show, she wrapped her car. Remember that she wrapped the car in like the skims.
Oh, and the stuff, which was stupid, which is so dumb. And this is probably why a lot of people like, I don't want to say like, I guess I'll say old money. They probably really don't fuck with the girl like that because old money just likes to make their money in peace. Let's have our billions, keep the attention away from us. So when she comes around, I'm sure they're like, ooh, because you really will just throw anything out there for attention. Like the money just isn't enough for you, which is very sad. Is that the direction we're going? Like the foreseeable future for everyone, you think?
I mean, I think people like that have always been around. It's just, the spotlight and the camera is always on that Kardashian family and especially Kim. But I do totally agree with Dex. I just think, and I think there's a word for that. Like she's addicted to, and maybe not so much of fame, but she's absolutely addicted to fame. It's not even about the money anymore. All those marriages she had or failed relationships. I totally agree. I just think because watching that SNL Saturday night, she didn't appear to, although I do think she did a good job. And I guess I say that because I didn't expect a whole lot of her.
Yeah.
Like I just really didn't. But she just seemed to be kind of at like a still like state, like, or a stagnant state all the way throughout. There was no, like, I don't want to say there was no skill or talent because she's not a comedian, of course, naturally. Yeah. But there was just like, she was just doing it. Like she wasn't overly joyed to be there. Like a lot of people, when you watch those Saturday Night Live hosts and guests, like they're excited to like actually be there. It's a big stage. It's a big platform because that's kind of the world they come from. But the way that she kind of went through the whole show and all the skits that I saw, like it was just the same, like all the way across the board. Like, all right, let me just get through this one and let's do the next one. All right, let me just get through this one and let's do the next. Yeah, I do. I think it's a fame, and she's seen that platform available. They made it available, and she just let me just get through it.
And that's true, because let's be clear, they reached out to her, and she did say she was throwing off, like, well, what do you want me for? Because I'm not a comedian. But again, the opportunity presented itself. I mean, most people are SNL. It's a big honor. So if I'm a celebrity, I'm probably going to do it. But no, she is. But this is my issue with the Kim thing, and it kind of goes back. It's kind of like a recurring theme in the comments with Dex and I. The issue I have with this, as far as like the clout chasing and the fame, it trickles over into the real world. And now I feel as though there are so many people just looking for a buzz rather than a legitimate and building a full career. I really feel like the rest of the people in the social media sphere, they see that and they think like, oh, all I got to do is catch a buzz, and before you know it, I'll be a billionaire like the Kardashians. And that's not necessarily the case. Like, it can be done. That's a fluke. But let's be clear, with those Kardashian, them bitches have them Hollywood ties. The majority of us in the real world do not have those ties. So I don't know. I just feel like we're going down a slippery slope as more and more people delusionally compare their lives and their socials to these celebrities. Like like I was looking at somebody the other day, and I'm all for it. Y'all know me. I've been somewhat glowing up on social media, giving y'all these cute pics and stuff like that.
Showing off. You different.
Seeing girls now that I know that are like mothers, and I'm just like, why are you like taking up the provocative pose, but you bit all the way over, like on the ground spread? And I'm just like, but why are we doing this? Like, what you were never like this before, but what is the point of this? Are you trying to I guess to portray that lifestyle because you see it's popping right now and it can be dangerous because you got kids looking at you like your children in the household. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, guys. You can
It's,
tell I wrestle with this a lot in my mind. It's the gift and the curse, the social media thing.
Yeah, I don't think I mind it, to be honest with you. I think I'm okay with it. Only because like at the end of the day, if you feel like doing the bare minimum will get you somewhere and it doesn't, like the only person who has to deal with that in the end is you. And it took me a while
Mhm.
to come to terms with that because I was a lot like how you were, and I would see certain things. And you know how sometimes you see people doing something, you would get jealous of them. Like you ever see somebody like doing something, you're like, damn, like that's really cool that they got to do that or whatever, and it's just kind of like an envious thing.
I mean, I wouldn't say necessary. See, I don't know. I mean, we all
yeah.
deal with that, but I
Not
wouldn't say necessary
not,
envious.
not you, but I'm saying like, do you know how that's a thing? Like, do you know how that's like a
Yeah.
common thing?
That's a
So,
real thing.
so like with me, like I don't get like that, but I actually start to look at certain people's posts and I start to dislike them because of what they're putting out there. Because I don't think it's real or because like it's
Hmm.
too much information that you're giving. And like I have to get myself out of that. And a lot of
Yeah.
people say like you can't other people and get jealous or whatever. And that to me, that's an easy thing not to do, not to get jealous of anybody else. It's really easy. But people don't tell you to not dislike people about based on what they post. And I
Hmm.
like really like take a step back and be like, you know what, like maybe I won't be friends with this person, but you can't dislike them because of how they're posting.
So
Well,
when you say like how they're posting, like what do you like stuff like what or
Well, I don't want to
like
say what
the
they're posting because it like the person could see it, but like I mean, just
like the lifestyle or like just certain
like
events that they're attending or
how they live a
okay.
like how like it's like everything is like a product placement situation,
oh okay yeah
or everything is like look at me. Like, it's kind of like
Yeah.
everything flex or whatever. Like it gets a bit annoying. Like you have to realize at the end of the day, everybody who's following you is not a fan of like your business. Like it's not a business
Hmm.
page, it's a personal page, and everything is about your business on there. And to me, I think that that gets a little like redundant after a while, and then you start to complain about people not supporting you and all that stuff. But it's like, well,
Yes.
I'm supporting you because I'm following you, but like I don't want to see your business all up and through. If I want to follow your business, I'll follow your business.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, well, I think people don't know how to separate that stuff, and people don't know like which angle to go in. So, even if you do have, you know, your personal page, and people do have a business on the side, and then they start to mix the two, because I feel
Yeah.
like you with that too. But at the same time, I also think people follow these. Like, so I think social media is so good in so many ways. But then at the same time, I do feel like social media is bad in a lot of different ways. And I think we talked about this before, um, somewhere on the other podcast or whatever. But I think people live this life where they don't, and I think I talked to you too, Dex, about before about this, but people live this life where they, which I never understood about people, like where they don't have goals for themselves. No matter
Yeah.
what you're doing in life, no matter where you are in life, I don't care what kind of 9 to 5 you got, but that's all they got, right? Like that's
Hmm.
all they do. And they don't have this dream or this goal. Like even if it's something that seems far fetched, but they don't have that other piece on the other side that they can be working towards and pushing towards. Where
Yes.
they look at social media all the time, and then they're looking and they're seeing how other people are living, like people that are actually going after their goals or like shooting for their dreams or achieving their goals, and then they want to quickly try to make something happen to make them look like they're doing something, you know, rather than looking like they're doing nothing. And I think that's all a social media thing, is instead of people putting in the hard work, they're looking at people online or, you know, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, and they're like, oh, I got to figure out something real quick, let me start making t-shirts, you know, and every fourth post is a t-shirt, right, in
Hmm.
their within their personal page. But you know, so they're trying to live up to what they see you do, or you know what
Yep.
I'm doing or something like that, but they really ain't putting the work in to make that happen. And I think it's all from social media. Everybody's trying to live somebody else's life thinking they can get a quick dollar because they see somebody driving a nice car or something.
But you know what? I honestly feel like that is the complete. It's just like where social media has become like a stunt fest. where I feel like what it was created for was to really share pieces of your real life. Of
Yeah,
course, we're all going to stunt on people. Of course, we all want to post a fly picture or we feeling good or I'm balling. And that's cool. Like you can do that. But throw in some stuff of your real life, your real you. That's what people want, authenticity. That's why you do
exactly.
have a lot of these influencers and these social media stars being propelled to the highest levels of success because they have shown their real life. Yes, stunt. Do that because it's like, okay, we want to see you because we feel like as the watcher, we're invested in your journey as well. So the most of us, like when you're doing good, we want to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah,
Like we feel like we're a part of that. But once it turns to you're just always stunting, Fendi this, Gucci that, you see the Rari, you see the
yeah,
vacation going, doing this like that, like, and that's where it goes into what Dexter's saying. You see things that people are posting all the time, and I'm finding myself not liking you as a person, especially if I know you in real life, because we've
yeah,
all. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I have some of my friends or people that I've known, like if I had to know you based off of social media, we probably would have never been friends. And I'm sure people might have
exactly.
felt that way about me as well. But I don't know, just all this stuff, it just really scares me, especially with the up and coming generation, because we see people our age and older trying to keep up with these lifestyles that they think
Yeah,
people are leaving. It's
yeah,
just living and they're not. So I'm just very nervous about. That's why I said the slippery slope. It can go down real fucking quick if people don't really get involved and try to kind of level things out. That's why I don't mind getting on
yeah.
every now and then. I ain't nobody, but I don't mind getting on here showing y'all the bitches ugly when I'm
I don't know. Yo,
have I might throw something up there that might not be the most flattering, give you the sense of humor because it's humanism. And I believe at the core, that's what people are really going after, especially with coronavirus. With a pandemic, we were all
I know.
forced in the house. So it was like the only way we could connect with people. But the connection, the real life connection is what we
Yeah,
really should be going after instead of just ball till you fall all
yeah.
every single
I
post.
keep trying to tell Dex stop coming on here with a haircut. Like, show us like the real.
He shows up. He be having. You remember that? I give him when he fill it in, child. He gets all his credit.
Yo, that face you look like Kevin Samuels right now.
Oh, Tony on the streets just joined us. Tony is one of Brandon's good friends, and they
What's
work.
up, Tony?
They work.
So, hey, Tony,
I'm sorry I
what were
missed you. I did see you called me, and I will call you back. I was on here.
you going here apologizing?
Oh, man.
My boss.
So what, Dexter?
Sorry, boss.
Oh, it's giving very much.
No, he calling out this motherfucker. See, Brandon, what you were supposed to do was skate, and you supposed to say, "I'll call, bro. Saw your call. I'll hit you later." But you sitting over
I did.
here.
I just said that to him.
Now you got on your
He's
knees
still.
and pleaded for forgiveness. That's what I saw.
Sorry, boss.
Dexter, what did you say?
Look, I'm gonna just sip my imaginary tea. Mind my business.
Cold tea because you don't drink hot things or coffee.
Just mind my business over there, Brandon. Now we're seeing the real you.
Not the real you. A very nice,
Toya,
God-fearing man.
I might need you to keep that seat warm. That on the floor. Is my refrigerator?
Dexter, this is your best friend?
Get it.
Brandon.
Dang, Tony, for real?
Yeah, because you tried to play him. That's why he treating you like that. He won't acknowledge you.
I'm sure he loves you too,
That's
Brandon.
my boy, though. I'm gonna tell you what. He's one of the best in the business, though. To be honest, like.
Don't be doing that to Brandon.
Toya, like this,
Dexter.
because the guy clearly called him. He had no intentions of calling him back or even talking to him. Then he got.
I definitely would. I always call him back.
Tony's the hardest working man in media. We can move on.
Don't you have to? Brandon is amazing. He will call all of his employees back. He's a good guy. He's a good manager.
What?
Brandon's not no manager.
Come on, let's move on. Next topic.
Now that's what you
And our girl, Patty Jackson, has just pulled up. Hey, honey bunny.
Hey, auntie.
I'm going for it, Brandon. Worry about the real you. Don't worry about me. Hey,
Thank you, thanks, Dexter.
Don't let Brandon, he's trying to get you out of your church mode. That's what a good, God-fearing family church man is what he's trying to do.
It's great that he's God-fearing, but he started with me, so maybe he needs to be Dexter-fearing because he started with me.
So yeah, I started with him. We go through this every day, y'all. Like every day.
Dexter, woo child of delusion, because as soon as he came up on here, you gave up, you were side-eyeing. As soon as he on here for.
Exactly.
He literally said something about don't get a haircut when you come on here. Did you miss that? You didn't hear that part?
No, but I'm just following up from when we first started. Did you forget that? Like the bus leaves the station somewhere, right?
First part.
The bus leaves the station from somewhere.
I'm not about to go back and forth with you.
You know,
you ain't going back and forth over no man.
But I tell you, I say this all the time. I love my older brother, man. Like Dexter is like my older brother, and I love him to death. Like it's my boy.
So many things you learned from him over the years.
Oh man.
Well, Brandon, you've learned something from Dexter. Tell us. Brandon, they're complimenting you on your jacket as well.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my real live deal. Thanks, Dill.
That's your body language.
You see, Miss Jackson?
It's weird because you like.
It's all that set. Cowboys playing better. It's the set.
Right. You're right, Auntie. Look at his skin. He glowing too.
Oh, got the hair together. Look like you got the.
Please don't flirt.
Please don't flirt.
So both of y'all gonna sit here and flirt with me like I'm not married? I don't want. Please stop flirting with me and go.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something. Not even Fatima wanted.
Can we get to the next story?
Let me tell you how it happened. He proposed. She said, "I guess."
See, that's not me, Dex.
It's hard being the show. Like it's a show of three people, and it's all about Dexter. I never.
It's all about Dexter, the one.
You started the bus.
It's the sex. Dylan doubled down and said it's the sex. You know how they do it. You know how your little you can always tell when like the teenagers start growing up in the family and they start fucking. We all know what. Walking in here with a little attitude. I know you ain't out there being fresh. That's Dexter being fresh.
Dex, you see what Tony said? Now we know.
What'd he say?
Dex used to love when I came by that cubicle.
See, you do have a friend, Dexter.
Plenty. Toya, like clearly, duh. We know that.
See, and Donita's your friend. She said, "Leave Dexter alone."
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right.
Donnie, it's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
You don't want me to say this, but like, I'm the show.
Oh, I forgot you was holding the peach the other day.
He was.
Yeah, I was.
He was.
Forgot you hold the peach.
He married to some man. He looked like a housewife. The old people call it smelling themselves. He's smelling himself. He wanted to be Nene so bad.
He is Nene.
Hi, Dexter.
Is this new? Like, just go to your next
story. Yo, he said that 5 times. Just go to your next. Just go to your next
story.
Look, he mad. He got the arms because
this is where we're ending because it's right down his lane, sweetie. I just read something and I wanted to mention this last week. I did not know this was a thing. You guys, when Dexter said, "Yeah, I do this," social media captions, like you think of captions and put them in your phone and save them in your notes for when it's time to post. That's a thing in real life.
I guarantee you Dexter started that.
I have a lot of friends who do that too.
Really?
Like people that I have that I know that you guys know too, I'll text them and I'll say like, give me a caption. I'll be like, send me the photo, and then like it's definitely a thing for
I
sure.
would do that. I would definitely do that though. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
No, what did you say, Dex?
Like there are people that like I'll send them a picture and then they'll have like the caption ready. Like to be honest with you, like multiple people do it. Like how do you think like when Drake comes out with lyrics and stuff like that, you know you can't use them right away. Like you write it down
Yeah.
for a picture later on.
I like it.
I mean,
I would
it
do it.
saves time because like a lot of people, you're gonna post a caption with the photo. Toya, maybe you should start doing it. A lot of people like because you go through this. Like if you think about it, you go through it when you have a photo. You're ready to post the photo. You're like, oh, I don't know my caption for this. So then you're just kind of like, oh, what should I do? What should I do? Oh, what should I do? What should I do? And then like you end up getting.
Jason said for the record,
For the
it
record,
ain't
it ain't
me.
me. Brand, I mean, I can't see some of these comments. Dylan said his friend Bree has a whole caption list.
Yeah.
I can see that though.
I feel like we've all gotten to that phase of like, oh, I got something, but I don't know what to say. But I don't know. I've never thought of like, oh, this thing is good for later.
E.C. Miss Clean says she has quotes to use later. Like that's the equivalent of what it is. You just put it in your notes so that you don't go back and do it. And like I host a lot of shows. So,
nigga.
There we go.
There we go.
I always
Can we get that?
Thoughts and stuff about certain things, and I like there's certain points that I always want to make sure I hit. So I do it to make sure I don't forget it.
Okay. For just a regular caption out, like night out.
Probably not something simple though, right? Like I mean, it's probably stuff that has weight.
Post pictures like that often of me. Like I don't really do that anymore. So like usually for Instagram, I'll post like some of the projects that I'm working on, or I'll post things that I think are funny. But I don't really post like pictures of me anymore.
Yeah, so Marjan mentioned. Let's get to two more things. Marjan mentioned that R. Kelly music sales have gone up 500% higher, but this was expected. Like they went up again once he first got locked up, right?
Yep.
They started streaming, so people are just sick of shit out here. Like I don't under.
I mean,
we're fucked.
That's necessarily a problem that people are listening to his music. It's not necessarily something that I would want to do, but like I'm just kind of like tired of being this like in this way that we've designed this country to be. Like for instance, like it just, and I think what made me get fed up with it was COVID and the mask and the vaccinations. It's like anytime someone does something and like somebody doesn't like it or whatever, we do thing where we have to make it a you support this and this, and like I just can't do that. I can't say because somebody's listening to R. Kelly they're into pedophilia or they're supporting a pedo. I just rather not do all that. For me, it's one of those things that I'm not.
Okay.
He won't get any things around me. But if that's what you choose to do, then like more power to you. If that's what you think.
Okay.
Do that. The issue comes in though is that you say it to people like, oh, you shouldn't be playing R. Kelly or whatever. That's not right that you're playing him. And then the person they feel like they need to defend themselves. And then they go like, well, I like R. Kelly. He didn't do this. And what about this person? What about that person? Then you're arguing with somebody over something that you wouldn't do. You're not going to play R. Kelly. But now you them like they're crazy because they play it. And it's just a conversation that you don't need to have.
It definitely doesn't need to be had. I mean, I'm not going to say for the record, I feel like if you're still, in my opinion, you playing R. Kelly on a regular, you're trash. But like you said, it's kind of like this COVID thing, whether you got a vaccine or not. That's your personal choice. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with y'all. I'm not arguing over nothing that's not going to put no money in my pocket or help pay a bill, or it's like my close relations of friends and family. So
but I don't think that you should think that these people are trash. And the only reason I say that is because when that starts to happen and those come, because a lot of times you have no idea. You wouldn't even know if a person listened to R. Kelly or not. So it's kind of like, are they trash because they're telling you they do it, or are they trash because they do it in general and you don't even know? Because men, you can have this conversation and you can say that, yeah, they are. But then I'm turning around doing the same thing. And I just feel like we just never know what people are doing. And then like the more we're vocal about certain things, the more people are even afraid to speak out about what they are doing and how they feel about stuff.
Brandon, I feel like you're itching to say something.
No. I mean, I don't either. Like, I don't listen to R. Kelly. Like, I still have a lot of his stuff in my playlist. And when it comes on, it's, you know, skip, skip, skip. But I think that sometimes like we fail to realize like what is a real thing, that there's so many people who, when it comes to news and topics and stories and stuff like that, there's so many people who just really don't give a damn about like what's going on like in the world per se. You know what I'm saying? Like other than like what they really, really care about. So people look at it, they know what's going on with R. Kelly and they know the stuff that's happening, and but they don't look at it from like this standpoint of how serious it is or the severity of it or how critical it is. And they really, truly, truly, truly like separate themselves from that, because they're just one of those people who just like, you know, like there's people who like won't watch the news like whatsoever. Like people like that, they really don't care about, you know, hot topics or things like that. It's almost like they separate themselves from the world, whether it's purposefully or for whatever reason. But there's really people like that, and they continue to play his music because they like his music. He made good music, and that's just what it is. I'm not calling you trash at the same time if you listen to his music. I mean, but I don't. It's, you know, like I said, it's removed from my playlist and it's gone. But there's really people out here who they just totally separate themselves from it. They don't care. It comes on TV. They're not really listening. They hear it, and that's just what it is.
And also, I don't think, and Toya, this isn't about you specifically, but I just think in general, I think the natural reaction to that is like, you're a garbage person if you're listening to that. Like you understand the severity of it, would know what happened. So it's like you shouldn't be listening to that. It's a problem if you do. However, I don't think people are at a point where they're canceling their friends and family. Like nobody's doing that. So even when it comes to like racism and stuff like that, there are people who their friends and their families are saying and doing certain things, and like publicly you could say all day long, I don't like this, I don't like that, but you're not canceling a friend. You're not going to tell your uncle or your dad or your sister or your best friend, you're not going to tell them that they're wrong for doing this stuff. And if you do, it's an argument, but you're not cutting them off. And that's why I'm always just like, why are we so judgmental and whatnot about people who have no effect on us or whatever, but the people that are us, we wouldn't do anything about it. Like you could be your significant other can vote for somebody that you don't fool with like that or whatever. 9 out of 10, you're not getting a divorce over. Like you guys may have some inner conflict, but that's it. So then,
I just think the responsible thing. I'm sorry.
So with that being said, then if you know you're not going to divorce your wife, break up with your boyfriend, why go on the street and argue with the next man, your old classmate or whatever on Facebook? Like, why do that with them if you're not going to do nothing about it in your home life?
But
he said, cancel R. Kelly and your friends that's trying to F 16-year-olds. I don't know. So I kind of different, because I'm not going to sit here and play like I'm all innocent and hardcore R. Kelly. Let's be clear. We all knew about this back in the 2000s.
But we didn't know when crazy though. Like I think,
but at the end of the day though, we still knew. And I was one of those people. We knew that Aaliyah was underage. We knew that she was an underage girl that he married. It's something we all knew. The man came out later. The sex tape was revealed. You clearly saw there was a child.
You didn't know didn't know the age. It was alleged. By
the development of her body, you knew that she was not a fully developed an adult.
So I think to your point though, I hear what you're saying, because you're saying what, like early 2000s, you think you're saying? What?
Yes.
So Veronica.Randall.5 like a few minutes ago said it's the cancel culture. I believe that's exactly what it is. Like back then we weren't talking cancel culture, cancel this person. But see, everybody jumps on this bandwagon now because cancel culture is such a thing. Soon as somebody, like Dex said, like if it's your family members, you know what I'm saying, when they're close to you, their blood, you're not canceling them. But now because it's the cancel culture, because I'm not connected to you, you know, by blood, and because, you know, Toya said cancel R. Kelly, or Dexter says cancel R. Kelly, or, you know, you're listening to the radio and somebody, you know, personality is saying cancel R. Kelly. Now this whole cancel culture is a thing. So I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, cancel R. Kelly, cancel R. Kelly. But back, like you said, 2000, 2001, whatever, like wasn't nobody canceling R. Kelly. You know, they'd be like, man, this is
we didn't have social media. But that adds fuel to the fire too.
Well, that's same thing. But that's and that's to my point though, like following what you hear and see. If you don't have social media and you don't hear it, like you go with how you feel, right? Until you see somebody on social media and you're like, oh, I'm canceling because she canceled him or he canceled him.
Then though, I think if right now our mindset was still where it was in 2001 or whenever this situation happened, even with
Yes.
media, I don't think it would be that bad. We've adapted a brand new mindset where like this is wrong. Like we like before it was always wrong, but I just don't think we had that in our heads. Like, you know what I mean? I think we've evolved as people. I really do. And I think that if social media wasn't around back then, the sex tape just would have been circulating around Twitter. That's just what it would have been. It wouldn't have been
Mm-hmm.
like, cancel, 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 because that's just not where we were. But that's where we are right now, and that's
Mm-hmm.
focus on. And he knew that.
It's so weird because even just thinking about, I love that you guys kind of brought up cancel culture in relation to this. This is where cancel culture gets out of hand. I'm still all for cancel R. Kelly. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. If you're my next door neighbor and I find out that you're a fucking pedophile, you out here going after innocent kids, bitch, you should be canceled. Like, canceled. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. So for me, it just doesn't matter whether you're a celebrity or not. But where cancel culture just gets crazy to where it's like everybody just gets, like you said, sometimes because all the attention is on it. And it's like, oh, well, everybody else is saying cancel this person, so I guess he's canceled. But really, what? Like, why are you just following the sheep? It's like people won't make up their own minds. You have
That's the
to,
problem.
each cancellation, like, I guess you can say each sin, people will say like each sin is a sin. Well, just be like, no, there's different levels of why people should be canceled. I'm sorry. Like now we're starting to see that, what's the country star who said that who's dropped the N-word, the N-bomb, but
Oh yeah,
saying
yeah,
it to
yeah.
his friends in jest. His name was something Wallen. Even though he didn't use it in a derogatory way as like calling somebody an N-word, he's doing it with his friends. Yes, it's still wrong, but now the boy is being, the masses tried to cancel him. And I said, hey, now they're receiving him. The guy is selling out shows again. So I mean, I don't know. Like,
I,
when does the cancel culture go too far, and when do we not go far enough?
I think the issue with cancel culture is that people try to push it too much. Like I don't think
Mm-hmm.
cancel culture is a bad thing at all. I think it's very necessary. I think
Mm-hmm.
cancel culture, the Me Too movement was as big as it was. The issue though is that people are misconstruing what cancel culture is. So it's now anytime someone says something wrong and people call them out, they're like, oh look, they're trying to cancel them, they're trying to cancel them. And
Yeah.
I think it's always cancel culture. I just think we throw that label on everything. Sometimes people
Mm-hmm.
genuinely do not like something or do not like someone and they just want to make that very clear. They're not saying
Yeah.
it's canceled. I just don't fool with them. And I think that anytime you express that, people try to label it cancel culture. Like, and I love Dave Chappelle, and I do think that he's
Yeah.
a victim of cancel culture, to be honest with you.
He
However,
is.
the way he talks about cancel culture itself is wrong. Like he talks about
Mm-hmm.
like you can't do nothing without people saying anything about it, and that's not what cancel culture is. It's really not. It's like you can't do things that are super offensive and hurtful to people without being
Mm-hmm.
called out. That's what cancel culture is.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's so funny because he did say, I just finished watching the special today, and this is something normally I like wholeheartedly agree with Dave Chapelle, but he did say something. He was like, I don't argue with anybody like on anything on Twitter because Twitter is not a real place, and it's like, yes, conceptually it's not a real place, but let's be very honest. Looking toward the future, this digital space, it's very real. Like, rather, there are people who actually live in it. No, you can't go knock on a digital doorbell, come sit in somebody's home, put your feet up on the couch. But it is a very real place that can be very dangerous and very helpful. It's a tool of information. So it's like even with Dave on that regard, and he knows, he's very aware you got to take the good with the bad. And it does show that he's an empathetic person because he does say, like, shit that people say to him, it does get on your psyche. That's how you know you're kind of like, all right, I'm still checked in, I'm plugged in
Yeah.
with humanism.
Yeah, but
But at the same,
you can't say that and be a comedian, still make jokes about other people. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like
what you mean? Yes, you can, because I'm a comedian. That's my job. My job is to make you think.
that's BS though. Like you can't say like you understand how people can be hurt by words and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
people turn around and say words that could be hurtful to other people and not understand why they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Like Like, that's a little ridiculous to
I
me.
can see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't be upset that these people received your message and didn't like it.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
that's cool, but I guess you just got to say, well, fuck them. Like,
but see, that's the
But
though. Like, I feel like if a person is telling you that they're offended by something that you did or that you said, it's
mm-hmm,
so insulting to be like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And then I feel like with Dave Chappelle, he's a genius and everybody loves him and he's like a great comedian or whatever. And like, people really don't care about the transgender community. Like, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. People genuinely do not care about them. And like Dave Chappelle said these jokes, it really could have been anybody, and nobody would
mm-hmm.
have been the transgender community. People, they want to laugh at this, and they look at these people like they're wrong when they're like, that was offensive to me. And I don't think
Mm-hmm.
people are wrong for saying that. If they don't like it, they don't like it. I don't necessarily think he needs to be canceled, but I definitely think a conversation needs to be had. Like, it's okay for me to say I didn't like what you said.
Yeah, definitely. And it's okay for the other person to be like, well, you knew what it was when you got here, so it is what it is. I mean,
But
it's one of those things, you put things in the atmosphere, you cannot, no matter what you do. So everybody is not going to be on the same page of what it is you have to say. And that's just, and either you're going to, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
understand that if you are going to the show and like you said
Mm-hmm.
something like that, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you didn't expect it or whatever. I understand that from that aspect of it. But these things are put on like national, like television and stuff like that for everybody to digest. And a lot of times you don't get an opportunity to say like, I don't want to deal with this or not. Like, if I don't want to go to a show, I don't go to a show. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, things are popular and it's on Netflix and like the news is covering it and other people
Yeah.
are putting it out there. That message, whether you try to avoid it or not, still comes right back to you. So I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think me avoiding going to the show or looking at the whatever, I don't think that necessarily helps because
Mm-hmm.
it's popular culture, so it's everywhere. I think people just need to be more conscious of the material.
Yes. Be cognizant. And I think like some of in the show, like he told a story about the unfortunately the trans woman that killed herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when he somewhat felt that connection when he said the woman just yelled out, you need to realize I don't expect you to understand, but you should know that I'm having a human experience. And at the end of the day, that's what life should be all about. You don't have to agree with everybody's lifestyle, or it's not for you to understand, but just to understand, but you can empathize that these people are going through something. But on the other hand, let's be clear. Yes,
Right.
Thankfully, we are on the road to full acceptance of everybody, no matter what your sexuality is or whatever the case may be. But people have to be realistic, is that I think that we are not, clearly not this motherfucking generation, but the one.
But I think we are in that direction, though. You're right.
Yes, we're definitely going toward that direction, but there has to be people. I feel like some people want it to just happen overnight. Like, this is wrong, but these are people, and not saying I am not in any way, shape, or form taking up for homophobia, because overall it is wrong. But you have to think about these views, especially the people who are hardcore, the views that they have been brought up within their lineage that has gone on for generations.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that cannot be cleared overnight.
Yeah.
It's going to have to take time and generations. So will we ever see this in our lifetime fully? No, I don't think so. Like, I don't think we'll ever see an end of racism in our lifetime. But our responsibility as people who, I mean, Brandon has children, Dex, you'll have children soon, and hopefully I will have children. I feel like our goal is to really raise the babies different. You don't have to instill into them the fucked up narratives that your people instilled into you. And I just feel like if people would look more into things like that, I think we could all get along with each other a bit more, just seeing both sides of the spectrum. But people get so caught up in, this is how I feel, and that's just what it is, and fuck you, I want you to be this way right now. Come on.
I think what you just said just now is the reason why I would disagree with what you said. Like, I don't ever gonna happen. And like, there's little things that make me feel like it's not gonna happen, because there are people who I think are like us. I think they're very like-minded people that we know. And these are the same people that felt the need to post publicly that they are always going to support Dave Chapelle. And I think when you see stuff like that, it makes me think about, I saw a meme once with the R. Kelly stuff, and it's just like your niece or your cousin or your aunt who was molested and you don't know about it, they see you defending R. Kelly, and they know, and that makes them feel some type of way. And when I see that and I think about that, it's like you don't know what people have gone through. And if you are defending R. Kelly, there is a woman who was probably molested or hurt or whatever, and you don't know about it. All that, and now she knows that you're not an ally for her. Like, she can't go to you with this stuff. And I think this happens in this situation with the Dave Chappelle thing, when people are like, he's the funniest comedian ever, I'll never cancel Dave Chappelle, this special is so funny, blah blah blah. And it's like, are you doing that because that's what you think when you see it, or are you doing that because you feel like you need to defend him because people are saying that he needs to be canceled? And if you're doing that, that's a slap in the face to anybody in the LGBTQ community if you post like that, truthfully.
100% agree with you on that.
World about it. Like, you don't need to post that you like this special just because people are saying that it's bad. You could just like it.
Yeah, you already said Dave Chappelle's my guy. I mean, but at the end of the day, I love that we are in this space. I mean, and that's why I think I love comedy so much, because it allows you that space to attack hard conversations and a place of, you bring it like with a comedic feel to it. But at the end of the day, these are real issues, and conversations like this, especially in our community, need to happen more often. So for that, I will say I'm thankful for Dave for, being bold enough to open up the doors. Because most people, they'll be like, especially public figures, I'm going to stay away from it because it's just too touchy. I don't want them coming for me. So I respect him. And I'm not saying that I fully agree with his views, but I can respect anybody who is willing to put themselves out there and their opinion. And then with Dave, I do see him kind of as a person of, I want to really learn from this experience. It's not just about me being right. Now, I don't know him. This is just going off of what I guess, all people, we watch people and you think you have that connection with somebody, but you really fucking don't. Just off of what I've gathered and watching, his projects over the years, he does seem to be that type of person where it's like, okay, I said it, but my mind could change about this. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And quite frankly, in life, if you're not talking about shit, you're not going to cure anything.
You cleaned it up at the end, because you said, like, I like that he puts his opinion out there, whatever he thinks he's going to say or whatever. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between this man and Donald Trump? That's the same, but you said
they ain't the same. Oh,
because they are not the same.
They are not the same.
Donald Trump is a fucking asshole. They are not the same.
They are not the same.
Just to be clear, fair, we're going to wrap it up. Hair to Die For is not, she's probably not even on here anymore. If you are, girl, raise your hand. I didn't want to ignore her question regarding the Wendy Williams thing, because we are all in the medium. What are your guys' thoughts on the media? Shut up. Well, this is a medium. This is a medium. Hello.
He want to be out so bad, but want to be in.
No,
he want to be out. He want to be out, but in so bad.
Yes, because he's that type. He just want to be asked and like, no, guys.
You can't drive the bus and walk at the same time, bro.
Thank you.
I will say this publicly here. I did take my retirement post down, so like maybe I'll come back one day. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. You never know.
Retirement post.
With Wendy Williams.
With Wendy, like, the dates keep getting pushed back. She was supposed to come back today, then it went to the 18th. Now we haven't heard anything. I personally just want Wendy Williams to kind of take a seat and focus on herself and your betterment. If you want to get money, be in the world, work on some behind the scenes, produce some stuff, direct some stuff. But I don't need you on my camera, on my TV every single day for the world to sit here and drag you. Guys, your thoughts?
Brandon, you can go ahead.
So I never been a fan of Wendy Williams, and of course I watched Wendy Williams. I listened to Wendy Williams, but kind of going back to that same conversation that we had about Kim Kardashian, I think Wendy Williams is just one of the people. She found her lane, and she did. Like, she did it great. She figured it out. Like, it was her thing. Like, the controversy and bringing up hot topics, and I think she's at that point of her life where she can't just walk away. Like, although her health is probably telling her, like, I need to be done. I need to be whatever, retired or in the background or somewhere. I think she's so addicted to what she has created that she can't walk away. Like she loves that, you know, that space that she plays in. She just has to be there. And I think that's what she's dealing with, and why these dates keep getting pushed back and back, because she's probably telling them like, no, I want to come back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. But the doctors are probably saying that, you know, you're not healthy to go back, or you need to take more time off, or you need to pull back. But I think she has that addiction to what she has created all these years, and it's going to be hard. She's one of them people, like, you know, it's like when people work a job or they do a certain thing for 40 or 50 years, and when they retire, all of a sudden their health just diminishes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, within a year they die. Like she's like that. And I think she might be thinking like that too. Like, if I stop doing what I love to do, you know, I actually may die. So that's what I think about it. I mean, I keep praying for her, but I think she needs to walk away at this point and just let it go.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think you guys both summed it up perfectly. I agree 100% with what both of y'all said. I do think though that, like, it's weird because before I was 100% like with Toya, like it's over with, just like let it go and do something else. But I do think also what Brandon is saying is true, that like she's addicted to it. Like, it's not even, I'm not even doing it for money. I just don't know what else I would be doing in my life if I didn't have this. So I do agree with that. I was thinking that Portia Williams or Nene Leakes can take over for her for a little bit or whatever and do it, because it's a woman. She's funny. You know, they're funny women or whatever. It's an opportunity. And maybe it's time to clear for the next generation. But Brandon, I do have a question for you really quickly before we get out of here. I'm always curious about this, so I'm just curious if you could just tell me what yours.
I get nervous when you ask questions.
Right?
Well,
you see him setting it up? Go ahead.
Yeah,
No, I know.
Go ahead, that setup is vicious, but go ahead.
No setup. I'm just curious though, because you said you pray for Wendy Williams. Can you just tell me what the prayer is? Like, what do you say?
I got between him and God.
Listen.
Stepping asking about somebody's prayers.
That was just for TV, bro. I don't pray for Wendy.
I know you don't do it. People always be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you," and I'd be like, "Oh, what is that? What's that prayer?"
But that is the prayer. I'm gonna pray for you. That's the prayer.
Saying, but I hope she don't die. That's about it.
Like, do you say that to God? Like, do you be like, "God, please bless my family, bless the food I'm about to eat. I hope Wendy Williams doesn't die." Like, do you do that?
Nah. Ever since she came into that studio, and that writer that they were telling me that she wanted, I was done. Like, I stopped praying for her at that point.
That what that she told you they wanted?
That writer, like the writer she sent in for her interview the next morning. Remember that?
No.
Toya. She was asking for like Cheetos and pork
chicken wings, and
I remember that. But what?
Oh, the writer.
I was like the food list nasty ass.
Well, it's the same thing. It's just basically
it's the same thing, but it's like anything though, like that you want. Remember Dex took home all them Skittles without the red ones in it that she didn't eat?
No, I ain't want. He probably did, but he eat anything. You know, anybody that order pork rinds and hot sauce at 5 a.m, I don't want nothing.
Just eating it too. Oh my God, Karen Kelly just joined. Karen, like.
Hey Karen, I hope you're well.
Hey.
Hope you're doing well, feeling better.
Yeah, so good to see you popping on here. I'm sorry, the comments have disappeared. And on that note, it is time to go. Brandon.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Today.
Maybe next time Dexter let me come on.
Brendan, look, you know me. Like, anytime I'm around and I got something going on, you're always welcome. I
appreciate it. I know you do a million shows, so I hate to take away from your shine on one of your shows. So I appreciate it.
Brendan, like, the way we are, like, we're African American men. We have to look out for each other. Like, there's nobody can take any shine away from me. So, like, I don't even want that opportunity. I mean, like, that you're doing that, because I support my brother. I really do. God bless.
God if you're not on board with this action, look, coming soon. Funny. You got McDonald's money, but y'all go ahead and listen to the back catalog, and y'all can get this all day long.
Coming soon.
It's hours of this the entire time.
Yeah,
so
all day. This is what we do all day, and then we go get off and do it. Just keep doing it.
In the group chat.
Jason said, did Wendy have you picking through them candies? Like, let me just let you know something real quick.
Damn sure did.
He damn sure did, Jason.
That Wendy Williams situation was probably the funniest thing that I've ever experienced in my life, because literally the entire staff was doing stuff. They were
Hold
out.
on, don't say entire staff.
Yeah,
Brandon,
because I ain't know nothing about it.
yes, we were all doing stuff. We were going to the store. Yes, we were. We were all going to the store.
She never.
Oh my God. Let's we gonna lie.
Then I ain't never do nothing
I
for
don't
Wendy
know.
Williams. Who, Wendy Williams? Who?
That's my thing.
Brittany, you drove the car. We literally went to Acme with Jada. She picked out a bunch of this stuff. We were a part of this. Yes, you were.
Oh, you know what? You know what, Toya? He might not be lying, because that do sound
Well, might have been y'all, because I wasn't a part of none of it.
But I ain't know it was for Wendy Williams. I would have.
Toya, when John Travolta was there, you were.
Solo slave.
I can't say.
I was the tour. Don't do this. Don't see, now you trying to play me.
No,
John Travolta like my shoes.
The only person I ever went to get something for was Lou.
Lunel.
Yeah.
It's okay, but here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's when you're doing it all of the time and running out to people's cars saying, "Get out."
Yo, you funny.
That's what it's the issue.
No, Jason said slave, and I've never been nobody's slave.
Sweetie, you sure? Wrestling tickets.
Yeah, there's this one lady that worked at the job.
There you go. You got him.
Tickets, and when I would want them, like, that woman would really make me like work for these tickets. But I mean, it was worth it though. I mean, I would work for the tickets to get them, but other people, and I won't say their names, like they wouldn't do anything and sit in front with their 3 children.
Yeah.
What happened?
What'd you say? Maybe I said we'll bring something.
Yo, you talk about that boy being mad. Oh my God! When I walked up to him and he thought I was coming to speak to him and turn around and go back up, and I kept on going down, he was mad.
You was ringside, Bing.
So yeah, that boy was mad. You should have saw it.
I'm like, you don't even have no wrestling shirt on. He gonna say, "Oh, I don't know who's a part of it."
What? He was about to be part of the WWE experience.
Dad of the year.
He was on TV.
And you was mad?
Dad of the year.
I would never be mad at my boy. I was like, you know what? I'm so proud that you were able to get this opportunity. So.
Fatima was like, Dexter, Brandon's coming down. He's like, oh, he's just coming down to speak to me, and then probably going back to his seat.
And then walk right by. Did you chuck up the distance? When the camera crew came to you, did you point out your boy? Go, he right there. Say hi, Dex.
He up there.
Say hi, Dex. Somebody else did that this weekend too. Is that how you were looking, Brandon?
Tasha Sweet says, speaking of WWE, is about to come on. I'm about to go.
Now, so you and Tasha Sweet's WWE. Now, the only game I heard that people talking about is the football game, but
yeah, I'm about to go watch the football game.
Game today. The Cowboys already beat the Giants yesterday. I'm still waiting for Barley to send my money over. I think he's still on here.
Yeah, it's time.
Barley, send him his money. Don't play with my friend's bag.
Exactly, because you're not me. The only person that stops bags is me.
All right, Nikki. Okay, Nikki. Dottie said she would have paid to see Dexter's face.
Like,
Dottie, you'll be around for.
I might got a picture.
I'm sure there's plenty of pictures.
But the crazy part about it, though, I like his kids, though, so I was really excited for the kids. Like, I'm like, oh, that's so dope for them. But it was just, I feel like he should have switched seats with me.
So you wanted to be the Phil and Daddy.
Is that what you was waiting for?
Yeah, you sit up there, and I'm gonna sit down there with the kids. Like, I'm gonna watch the show.
Brandon, keep him away from your wife.
I wouldn't even been thinking about the kids, but we just sitting there. Like, they would have enjoyed me more than they would have enjoyed him, because I know what the day. I know what to.
Now listen, don't play. You going into another slippery slope. I have witnessed my stepdad fight one of his best friends because over my brother.
What you mean?
Don't talk about get your ass beat. Trying to talk about this is when I was younger. I was probably like 11, so they were all younger. So my stepdad used to bring one of his best friends around the house all the time. But he like connected with my brother Randy. So he kind of looked at Randy as his adopted son. Child, one day they were sitting we were all sitting in the living room. So my stepdad tells Randy to go do something. Mr. Doug said, Randy, you ain't got to do that. Sit, you good. My stepdad looked at him and said, no, Randy, get up and go do that. Mr. Doug said, you ain't got to do nothing. Next minute I go, the niggas was moving furniture in the
in my defense, like, I wouldn't do that. I don't even really go to my friends' houses and stuff like that. Like, Brandon may be the only friend of mine who has kids that I've met his children. I've never met anybody else's children before. Ever.
Is he one of your only friends with kids?
No, like, a lot of my friends have kids, and I've never met any of their kids. I always send gifts, but I'm not that person.
Okay, well, that's so maybe so did you have to fight somebody over their kids? That's what it sounds like. Brandon, be careful because it might be a little fatal attraction situation. Next thing you know, it's going to be a rabbit cooking in your motherfucking kitchen. So.
What?
I love kids, and I'm so happy that people have their children or whatever, but, like, I never go out of my way to, like, see, like, people be like, I'm going to go see the baby. I just don't do
He said, fuck them kids, and I'm with it.
I swear,
that's just sentiment.
I always get the best gifts. I do. I think I do. But I'm just not that crazy about meeting children.
That's fair. That's understandable. I know a lot of people like that. Erica was like
that. Hold it.
Like, how?
How? Like, nobody be like, oh, can I come see the baby? I fully understand that nobody's going to say that to me because I don't do that to nobody. And I respect it.
Oh, you crazy.
When I want to come see the baby, I'll reach out to Fatima. I won't even reach out to you.
Oh, my people, I'm just saying I don't expect anybody to do it because I know that I don't do that to anybody.
Nah, you different.
Yeah, you are. I think that's
on here. He has 2 kids. I've never met his children before.
But he's away. Like,
yeah, I know. That's different. Like, he's across the country.
Friends that have kids, they don't live here, right?
Ollie has 3 kids. I've never met any of them.
Well, Brawley's not here either, though, right?
Here.
Yes, he does. He's here often enough where I could have met his kids. No, I take that back. I actually have met his kids.
They call you friend?
Huh?
They call you friend?
Yeah, like, I don't have to meet somebody's kids to be their friend.
So when you do come around, what the kids call you? Mr. Dexter? Like Mr. Stuckey? Mr. Cleotis?
The crazy part, all my friends say, because they're my friends, they all say, like, they say hi to Uncle Dexter. They all say that. Like, and that's what the kids
Aww.
But
Jason said you talk to his kids every week.
I do.
Sing.
I don't not talk to the kids. I don't know.
Oh, like you never met them in person, he's saying.
Like, I don't like, hey, can I come over to see your kids? I don't know.
But you know what? To be clear, Dexter, I think he's okay now. I'm looking at it the other way. Because if some grown-ass man is sitting here begging to come see my kids,
that's a little...
I'm calling the fucking cops because you got a problem. I'm going to beat you the fuck up. Why are you so pressed to see my kids?
If you begging to come see my kids. Hey, can I come over and see the kids?
I know all these people for the most part, except for Brandon. But everybody else, I know them before they had a child. So it's like, when I'm around you, like, I don't even know what to talk about anymore. Because
yeah, you know them before. I get that.
Yeah. That's where you're in daddy mode. You might be a different person. We can't talk about money, cash, hoes no more. So,
yeah, or Dexter, which is my favorite topic. So,
oh dear
Lord, that's the cue. That's my cue.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the comments. I think next week is that the last Monday in the month? If it is, we should have.
The month just started.
Yeah, well, you know, working in this industry, we work so far ahead of motherfucking time. You'd be like, the week one, the month's over.
That is true.
Yes, but the last Monday in the month, we'll have Miss Thelma Wright on. She'll be joining us, and we haven't been with her since before we went on kind of like a summer break next.
Yes.
So, Brandon,
I like that lady.
We want to have you on again.
I mean, pull up, Brandon. Just let us know. Like, this was amazing. Definitely add something that I don't think neither Toya or I could really add to the show. We really appreciate that mature voice. And anybody else who wants to get on, like, please, guys, come on. Like, we love having guests on different perspectives. Dexter, I guess Brandon Best. This has been another comments. Bye.
Guys, we love you. We will see you next Monday, same time. Maybe Brandon will join us again.